Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Jo number ETS-102-609 antique brass extended lip T-strike. Okay. So the first thing, perhaps obvious, perhaps not, that scratched surface you see, all that is the peel away protective film that's on the outside face of this strike. When you peel it back, you'll have the pristine 609 antique brass finish. Okay. Now, this is an ETS extended strike in a 102. So the ETS 102 is a confluence of a few things. First of all, it's a reference to the packaging. It's carded. It will come packaged down onto the cardboard here, and I've obviously removed it from the package. It means that it is a 2-inch extended lip and that it's 2 3/4 tall as well. 2 3/4 is the height, and we do call them T-strikes, and you can use your imagination and see why we do so. The 2 inch is the width. Now the overall width of this strike is about 2.5, and that's because strikes are measured from the center line of the screw holes to the edge of the lip. So this is a 2-inch extended lip strike. Standard strikes are about 1 5/16 inches, 1 1/4, 1 3/8. This is about 3/4 inch greater than standard. And 3/4 inch happens to be a very common sort of dimension to extend a lip of a strike, because if you're adding something unusual in terms of an additional back band of casing where your treatment on the door is much thicker in terms of the trim on the pull side of the door, or if it's an exterior door, you might have shutters that have been applied, and maybe 3/4 is a bit heavy and 5/8 would work, but 1/2 inch is too small, so 3/4 inch would be typical for someone to go with. This is 609. That means three things actually. It means first that it's made of solid brass, and that's what mill brass looks like underneath. It means that it is in an antique brass finish, and that antique finish has a lacquer coat over it. Okay. A couple of screws are included in a complementary finish. They're not going to have antique brass screw heads, but these will be brass and will be complementary. There is a link below this video to a document called Template where you can review all of the important dimensional properties beyond what I've called out with the tape measure. It also refers to the other finishes that are available. 605 is polished brass. 609, of course, is antique brass. 630 would be stainless steel base material with a satin finish, and while it's not listed, they could certainly do a DU finish, which would stand for Duranautic, or a dark brown, and that would be a powder coat process over that stainless base material that can be manufactured as well. The name Jo is actually synonymous with things like extended lip strikes. And where would you use this? In those instances called out before, where on the pull side of the door you have unusually thick something, brick mold, shutters, casing. You might have a condition by which you have on the pull side a wall treatment to the face of the wall that comes to the end and then returns back to the face of the frame, where actually the reveal of your frame is quite tiny, so that when the door closes, the latch bolt's actually making contact prematurely with that return back to the face of the frame. So if you're going to do a shadow line sort of installation with your frames, and you're going to return drywall back to the face of the frame and blend those frames in so that they're all but completely disguised, sometimes you have a hardware conflict, and sometimes an extended lip strike is perfectly suited to solve it. And if you're thinking of extended lip strikes, you might need wide throw hinges as well. Sometimes those two pieces of hardware go hand in hand, especially in an instance where you have a deeper inset of the door, which is another condition that you might need a wide throw hinge and then an extended lip strike. When you're on the pull side of the door, if you ran your hand over the face of the door and the frame, the door is moved in slightly, 1/8 of an inch, not really more than that. Well, imagine if that dimension was 3/4 inch. And it's unusual, but it exists. I've been in old buildings where the wall thickness is extreme and the jambs are very deep, and those doors are set in all the way sometimes to the center of the opening. I've seen properties, old homes, 100-plus-year-old homes, State Capitol, the original State Capitol in Iowa, the State Capitol building in Austin, Texas. Extremely thick walls, very deep frames, and those doors are set all the way in the center. Now that's an extreme condition where you need extended lip strikes, and indeed they do on those single doors. Double doors, not an issue. But again, they have those real long lip strikes and plus those real wide throw hinges. So while that's an extreme example of a wide throw, an extended lip strike, it serves purpose. It serves as an example, as an example to tell you instances when you may need them. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Donjo products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. More helpful, I think, than the full product catalog, above there are the individual subsections. Your extended lip strikes, your strike plate section, your door reinforcing U-shaped wraparound plates, and your latch protectors. Those two final, or the second and third categories, that's what everyone knows Donjo for. But when you look at all those other subsections, they do a lot more than that material. Door stops, push and pull hardware, kick plates, hinges, ladder pulls, pivots, signage, filler plates used in both steel doors and steel frames. A comprehensive offering, actually, of trim and auxiliary hardware. If you have any questions on the Donjo ETS-102 and a 609 finish antique brass extended lips T-strike or any other Donjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.